from the book of Job. Video number 6 is titled Simple Things Sidetrack Us. And we've got to learn to keep the main thing, and focus on the key things. There's so many things that sidetrack us, and I'm no different to you. And Job faced more than just simple things that could easily sidetracking, and some started to, but he got back on track. Here are some of those. Number one, resentment. You know, it's easy to get resentful for what's happening in our lives and it doesn't seem to be happening in someone else's life, although we don't know what's happening in their life. You know, just someone cuts you off on the road, we judge them. We cut them off, we justify it in our own minds. Number two, reflection. Job chapter 21 verse 22. Job came to the realization that who am I? God's in control, he made the earth. And who can teach him? We sometimes think, God, you missed out on this. I've got a few thoughts for you or a bit of input. He already knows what's happening. And so we need to have that reflection of getting us back to what he is and what he's done, and not allow other reflections or other things to distract us. Number three, resilience, to not give up. It's easy to give up when things are tough, and they continue to be tough for a while. It's easy to give up, but that's not what we're called to do. We've got to be resilient, and to give up is not helpful. To give up, we may be going through pain. It's easy to give up, or it may be too difficult. And I've had so many different attacks at different times that you think, well, this is really too hard. And I often said to my wife, why are we bothering with all this? Because it just seems to be always opposition. If Job had given up through all this for what he went through, losing all his kids and losing all his wealth and everything, and his wife and friends against him, it would have been acceptable. And to give up and close up, people say, well, it wasn't to be. Que sera, all this sort of rubbish that people come out with. But sometimes we need to learn to be a bit more resilient. And number four, responsibility. In Job chapter 19 verses 25 to 27, I know God is in control, he said, and God and I will get through this. See, God and you are a majority. There's a point we have to be personally responsible for our lives and accept that, well, we're at this stage, so what are we going to do about it? We look for someone else, and I certainly do look for someone else to pull me out of this, but they're not in a position to do that. We're just looking for anyone who can come and help, but God and you can make this happen. And, Job's friends want him to own up to all the things he's done wrong. Well, he hadn't done anything wrong, and they wanted him to do that in Job chapter 19 verse 22. Eventually God challenges them to connect with Job in the right way. He said, you need to connect with him and Job will forgive you. I'm not going to forgive you if Job doesn't forgive you. So they were in a pretty tight situation, and you can look at that in Job chapter 42 verses 7 and 8. So if we lose sight of Jesus, it'll be hard to reconnect with people that have done us wrong. It's hard to reconnect with people who might have even been encouraging us, but we've pushed aside and not listened to them. So don't allow simple things. Job had big things happening that would easily sidetrack him, but we allow so many little things to sidetrack us, and don't allow that to happen.